I'm a poet, and I like my lies the way my mother used to make them. One would go mad if one took the Bible seriously, but to take it seriously, one must be already mad. May the new year bring you courage to break your resolutions early. My own plan is to swear off every kind of virtue so that I triumph even when I fall. I slept with faith and found a corpse in my arms on awakening. I drank and danced all night with doubt and found her a virgin in the morning. Having to talk destroys the symphony of silence. The sin which is unpardonable is knowingly and willfully to reject truth, to fear knowledge, lest the knowledge pander not to your prejudices. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Magic is the science and art of causing change to occur in conformity with will. Ordinary morality is for ordinary people. Science is always discovering odd scraps of magical wisdom and making a tremendous fuss about its cleverness. Every man and every woman is a star. I hardly ever talk. Words seem such a waste, and they are none of them true. No one has yet invented a language from my point of view. I've written this to keep from crying, but I am crying, only the tears won't come. The way of mastery is to break all the rules, but you have to know them perfectly before you can do this. Otherwise, you are not in a position to transcend them. I've often thought that there isn't any I at all, that we are simply the means of expression of something else, that when we think we are ourselves, we are simply victims of a delusion. What the eye doesn't see, the heart doesn't grieve over. It is the mark of the mind untrained to take its own process as valid for all men, and its own judgments for absolute truth. Love is the law. Love under will. It is necessary in this world to be made of harder stuff than one's environment. Paganism is wholesome because it faces the facts of life. For pure will, unassuaged of purpose, delivered from the lust of result, is every way perfect. Modern morality and manners suppress all natural instincts, keep people ignorant of the facts of nature, and make them fighting drunk on boogie tales. Balance every thought with its opposition, because the marriage of them is the destruction of illusion. We must conquer life by living it to the full, and then we can go to meet death with a certain prestige. Truth, 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 crieth the Lord of the abyss of hallucinations. Some men are born sodomites, some achieve sodomy, and some have sodomy thrust upon them. The most delicious sensation of all is the rebirth of healthy human love, spring coming back to earth. I was not content to believe in a personal devil and serve him, in the ordinary sense of the word. I wanted to get a hold of him personally and become his chief of staff. To read a newspaper is to refrain from reading something worthwhile. The first discipline of education must therefore be to refuse resolutely to feed the mind with canned chatter. The ordinary man, looking at a mountain, is like an illiterate person confronted with a Greek manuscript. Your friends will notice at once that glib faculties fail to impress, and hate you and tell lies about you, but it's worth it. Indubitably, magic is one of the subtlest and most difficult of the sciences and arts. There is more opportunity for errors of comprehension, judgment, and practice than in any other branch of physics. In the absence of willpower, the most complete collection of virtues and talents is wholly worthless. Don't talk for 5 minutes. I have a strange feeling cover over me, almost as if I were going to think. I am the blue-lidded daughter of sunset. I am the naked brilliance of the voluptuous night sky. This complaining, rambling rubbish is the substitute which is taking the place of love. Since all things are God, in all things thou seest just so much of God as your capacity affords you. The key of joy is disobedience. I can imagine myself on my deathbed, spent utterly with lust to touch the next world, like a boy asking for his first kiss from a woman. The man who denounces life merely defines himself as the man who is unequal to it. A man's friends are more capable of working him harm than strangers, and his greatest danger lies in his own habits. The more necessary anything appears to my mind, the most certain it is that I only assert a limitation. This is the night wherein I'm lost, the love through which I am no longer. A red rose absorbs all colors but red. Red is therefore the one color that it is not. Astrology has no more useful function than this: to discover the inmost nature of a man, and to bring it out in his consciousness, that he may fulfill it according to the law of light. Keep on acquiring a taste for what is naturally repugnant. This is an unfailing source of pleasure. A single ego is an absurdly narrow vantage point from which to view the world. The first condition of success in magic is purity of purpose. There is no law beyond do what thou wilt. Chaos is peace, blackness intolerable. Before the beginning of the light, this is the first verse of Genesis. Holy art thou, chaos, chaos, eternity, all contradictions in terms. The great work is the uniting of opposites. It may mean the uniting of the soul with God, of the microcosm with the macrocosm, of male with female, of ego with non-ego. Light illuminates the path of humanity. It is our own fault if we go over the brink. To resist and subdue nature is to make for oneself a personal and imperishable life. It is to break free from the vicissitudes of life and death. I do not think we were afraid of death. Life had become such an infinitely boring alternation between a period of stimulation, which failed to stimulate, and of depression, which hardly even depressed. Light, life, and love are like three glowworms at your feet, the whole universe of stars, the dewdrops on the grass whereon you walk. We are wholehearted extroverts. The penalty of restricting oneself is anything from neurosis to downright lunacy, in particular, melancholia. Stab your demonic smile to my brain. Soak me in cognac, love, and cocaine. The technical developments of almost every form of wealth, oil, minerals, are the forebearers of big business. And big business, directly or indirectly, is the immediate cause of war. It is as if the first diviner of absinthe had been indeed a magician, intent upon combination of sacred drugs which should cleanse, fortify, and perfume the human soul. Remember that existence, the sorrows we experience, are shadows. They pass and are done, but there is that which remains. Love, in a night, shall live and die. When we've all finished talking, there's something that never utters a word, but goes right down through the earth, plumb to the center. Must not understanding lie open to wisdom, as the pyramids lie open to the stars? For when all is equilibrated, when all is beheld from without all, there is joy, joy, joy that is but one facet of a diamond, every other facet whereof is more joyful than joy itself.